Welcome to the Mod Golf Podcast YouTube channel. So this time we're going to do something a little bit different, something we've never done before. And we're going to review some golf apps. In fact, we are going to have our best golf apps list. That's what we're doing here. And I'm not going to do that because I'm no expert in this field, even though I've had lots of founders of golf apps on the podcast. But I'm going to bring someone in here who certainly does have expertise in this space, and that is Jeremy Callahan, who we are calling the App Man. And Jeremy and I just finished up on our Mod Golf podcast, the full audio version. So we had a great conversation there. So we're just going to quickly kind of hit the highlights here, kind of give you a bit of a teaser, a bit of a flavor of that. So yeah, Jeremy's been good enough to join me here again, and I'm going to start by pulling him on screen here. So hey, Jeremy, good to see you again. Thanks for joining me.
Absolutely. Welcome back.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. So the App Man. So we know that you've got the pedigree, you've got the experience. For years, you worked as an application developer with IBM, and lots of things you've actually done through your own business and with others, and also with Golf BPM, who we're going to talk about in a few minutes here at the end, where you are the CTO over there. So, hey, let's, like I said, we're going to keep this short and sharp here to kind of give people a flavor, really encourage our viewers to become listeners. And we'll include the link down below to our podcast episode where you take a real deep dive into all of the apps that you reviewed. So, hey, why don't you start it here with, I believe you created 3 categories. So why don't you talk about the way that you've structured this to review the apps?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got 3 categories. Game improvement, first of all. Shot tracking will be the second category. And we're actually, stats as well in that category. And then the final category is the metaverse and virtual reality.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so let's start at the beginning here with the game improvement and teaching side. So you had lots to look at here. It's really difficult for you to narrow it down to 3. But why don't you tell us about the 3, and then you're going to end with the one that you consider the top. So once again, you're going to go quickly through these because we really want to encourage people to listen to the deep dive that you took on these. So go for it.
All right. The first one is Sparrow Golf, or it might just be called Sparrow, and that's a virtual or artificial intelligence where you film your swing, and it gives you pointers on where to improve your swing. And then the second one is a similar app called Sports Box, also artificial intelligence app, more centered around the angles, launch angles, body angles. And then the final app in that category is for the mental game, and that's Imagine Golf.
There we go. So why don't we just talk a little bit about the one that you consider the best in this category right now? So tell us a little bit about Imagine Golf. We had them on the podcast, I think about 6, 8, 9 months ago, maybe a little longer than that. So why don't you give our viewers a little overview of Imagine Golf then?
Yeah, it's Imagine Golf, and the founder's name is Malcolm. Is it Scoville is his last name?
Scoville, I believe, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I've had the pleasure to meet him. He's a great guy, and he created an app where basically they've made, I think it's like 3-minute bite-size. They take books that pro golfers have written or sports psychologists, and they give you kind of a thought that comes out of that 3 minutes and something to work with every day. So you don't have to be at the course. You can just listen to it and get some improvement that way.
Nice. Because I think both you and I know as recreational golfers, I don't know what your handicap is. Mine is, I got it down to a 13. Now I'm back up to a 16. And I will say most of that is between my ears here, not necessarily what's going on with the swing. And I've listened to Imagine Golf for some time, and the way that Malcolm has put that together there is really helpful. It's good stuff. Okay, so second category, what do you got for us?
We got shot tracking. So a lot of people are worried about their stats, or maybe they're not worried about their stats and they ought to be. And so the first app in this one is called V1 Golf. They have an app that does a number of things, but the one thing I want to highlight here is they have, you put the app in your pocket, you leave it on, and as you hit shots throughout the day, it tracks where those shots were at. And then kind of at the end of the day, if it made any mistakes, you can fix it, but you can also put your clubs in there, and it'll also do the yardage because there's a GPS involved in that.
Nice. And you said you've used V1 Golf recently. So what have you found for yourself personally? How have you benefited from the data that you get back from the feedback with this app?
Well, it virtually does what I basically score my card as. So I used to score my card as chips, putts, a total score, fairway hit, an approach shot, a green, and if I chipped up and made a putt. So 1-in-1, I call it. This kind of does it all for me. So I could just put it in there and do it. I'm still probably going to do it manually, but this is something that literally will do all those scoring points for you. And actually, maybe I'll use it because it'll track how far the distances are going. So, we all in our head think we hit it further than we do. So maybe this will help me be more realistic.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, so what second up in the category? What do you got?
Second app in that category is Top Tracer. If you've ever been to a Top Golf, you know that it shows you where the ball is going. They also have a product at some just regular driving ranges where they put the Top Tracer Bay in there. And if you have that at one of the ranges by your house, there's an app that goes along, a companion app called Top Tracer. It'll show you all the shots you hit in that particular practice round, the launch angles, how far they went. And so you can get some more data about the shots that you're hitting in your swings with that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so what do you consider the top in the category?
Oh, wait, one more. Sorry. The last app in that category is Golf Logics, which is main products they have is a green reading book. So it's all the arrows of where it breaks. And then the cool feature that they have on Golf Logics is if I hit it on the first green at Torrey, I can mark on the app on the green, where the pin is, where my shot is, and then it'll show me how that putt is going to break, if it's downhill or uphill. And so you can cheat, I guess.
Well, some people call it cheating. So others call it, I don't know, taking advantage of the technology that's out there. Obviously, you can't use it for tournament play. And my understanding is even green books, a lot of the information on the PGA Tour now, that's all been banned. Is that correct?
I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think they are thinking about banning it. I'm not sure
yeah. Because I always thought to myself as a recreational golfer with not as much skill, even close to any of the guys on the PGA Tour, that seeing not only do they have the second opinion from their caddies, but also having all that information on their books, I'm thinking, how could they ever miss a putt? It's like, that's not fair. No wonder I 3-putt from 80 feet more times than I should.
Yeah, it'd actually be very helpful on the longer putts, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so last category you have here, which is more kind of crystal ball gazing, what's going to unfold in the future. So why don't you tell us a little bit what you got there for us?
Final category is the metaverse and VR, and a lot of people are hearing about it. It's this word that comes off. A lot of people don't know what it is, but it's basically virtual reality and kind of how not only the PGA Tour, but golf brands are going to kind of survive within this virtual land that if anybody watching has kids, they're probably on Roblox or Fortnite, or maybe even one of the actual metaverses like Sandbox. This is what we're talking about now. So there's kind of 3 things in there. The first one's Golf Shot, which is an app, and again, a GPS tracking app. But one of the features they have is you hold up your phone to see the hole in front of you, and it'll show you markers on the screen as far as like the flag's 200 yards away, but that bunker's only 180, and it'll give you all kinds of augmented reality.
Right. Okay, what else you got?
Well, then I got the 2 pure virtual reality plays, and one of them is Golf Plus, and this is actually just a golf courses that are in the metaverse that you can go and play. You'll need a headset and some sort of haptic device to swing. You might remember the Nintendo Wii. Sort of similar to that, and you can play games, you can play courses. One of the things you can do while you're in the metaverse is you can go to Top Golf and actually play golf at Top Golf, play all the games you might play at the one down the street. And one of the things you can do at Top Golf, which is the final one, it's called Pro Putt, and it's a VR putting experience that you can do. They have like mini golf, but they also have real greens you can putt on and get feedback from.
Very cool. I believe that is that Ryan Engels, I believe, that's involved with that. Yeah, I've had a chance to meet Ryan at the PGA show a couple of years ago. Just when he was starting out with this, and it's cool that he's collaborating with Top Golf. I don't know if they've acquired the technology that he's developed in the VR space, but that's certainly managed to integrate into the things that Top Golf is doing as far as developing entertainment. solutions and products there. Very cool. Okay, so hey, we're going to leave it at that. But before we go here, you're involved with a company that's also an app. Of course, you're not going to include yourself in one of the categories here because there may be a perceived conflict of interest. But I love what you're doing with Golf BPM. So why don't you tell our viewers here what you're up to with Golf BPM?
Yeah, Golf BPM, it stands for beats per minute, and it's golf music. And what we've done is we've created a bunch of music that you time your swing to. So we have a prompt in every song. There's a prompt to start your swing, a prompt to start your downswing, and a prompt to make impact. And it could be a drum, it could be a hi-hat, it could be a horn. All the songs are different. And no matter what, though, is you get the same perfect rhythm, tempo, and timing every time by just swinging to the music. We have it for putting, we have it for mid irons, we have it for drivers. And there's a lot of science behind it all. If you go to our website, Golf BPM, you can learn a lot about kind of the nuts and bolts and the science that went into it, and how it was created. And then we're in both app stores as well. We're in the iPhone and Android. We're available. We have just sign up. You can see all the stations we have in there and listen to some songs. And if you want to unlock more music, you can purchase it and unlock more music. But there's virtual free trial for you to go in and try it out.
Very cool. Well, it sounds like Golf BPM is made for me because A, I love golf. 2, I love music, and thirdly, I have terrible rhythm with my golf swing. So it sounds like you built it for me in mind. So thank you for that. So I'll definitely be checking out Golf BPM. I will be downloading it myself. So in the comments below, I will leave the link to Golf BPM if you want to check that out and download the free versions, as Jeremy mentioned, either on Android or iOS, and also the link to our long form audio podcast that we have, where we take a real deep dive into not only the criteria of why Jeremy has selected these particular apps, but also we talked about some other ones too, that in an extended conversation. So I really encourage you to have a listen to that. So why don't we leave it at that? Jeremy, the app man, thanks for joining me today on the Mod Golf Podcast.
Thanks for having me aboard today, Colin. I appreciate it. Have a great day.